You guys, Selena Gomez has found herself in the headlines over a company that she co-founded a little while ago. Employees are coming out and speaking out. They're not too happy with what is going on. There's talks of them not being paid, her mom having to take out a loan. It's a whole situation, and we are going to get into everything. If you've followed Selena for a while, you'll know she's been extremely vocal about mental health. She's talked openly about her struggles, and she's really leaned into using her platform to push for awareness and support in that space. That's exactly why Wondermind was launched back in 2021 as this ambitious mental health media company co-founded by Selena, her mom Mandy, and entrepreneur Daniella Pierson. And on paper, it sounded amazing. It was positioned as this innovative content hub, offering interviews, podcasts, essays, all focused on breaking mental health stigmas and encouraging what they called mental fitness.
My hope is to genuinely be an avenue, be a safe space, an informed, trustworthy place that people can lean on. And we just want to be a part of a mission that we so wholeheartedly believe in.
There is this loneliness epidemic. And I think in that study I read where there was 3 reasons why people didn't do therapy. They didn't think it worked, they didn't have time, and they didn't have their insurance.
It honestly stemmed from a conversation that we both had with each other, and it was about our journeys, and we ended up relating a lot to each other, and it was a turning point. And I think it was more like, how can we do that for other people? And then, you know, you can explain how it became what it became, but it just stemmed from us really wanting to help other mom and daughters to have like real open, honest conversations that turned into this.
They even raised $5 million in a funding round and were valued at $100 million. But fast forward to 2025, and the headlines are giving very different vibes. Wondermind is reportedly in serious financial trouble, with employees not getting paid, layoffs happening, and major internal strain. And though Selena isn't the head of this company, being a founder and having her mom involved, there's a lot of eyes on her right now, with employees putting some blame on her, people online having a lot of questions. So even if this isn't exactly Selena's fault, people online have a lot of questions and things they're saying about her. So let's break it all down. Over the weekend, Forbes published an article titled "Selena Gomez's mental health startup couldn't pay its employees last month." And later, an editor's note was added to the article that said, after publication of this story, a source told Forbes that Wondermind laid off nearly 2/3 of its staff. There are now just 4 people left working for the startup. So what the heck happened? Basically, Mandy, Selena's mom, stepped in as the sole CEO back in 2023, and Daniella, who had been running the company with her as co-CEO, exited that same month. It's unclear why, but this is apparently when things started to go downhill. According to 2 employees, they claimed Mandy did not have the knowledge to make the brand succeed. According to these employees, she turned down crucial brand deals if they wanted her daughter, Selena, to be involved, including a multi-million-dollar deal with Airbnb, which they say contributed to the company's financial problems, her turning down these big deals. Though Mandy's chief of staff is saying that she's being misrepresented in these statements and that people who might have that opinion might not know what happens behind the scenes with negotiations. And according to Forbes, it seems Selena didn't have a huge role in Wondermind. They wrote, Gomez, for her part, does not have an active role at Wondermind. She's listed as the chief impact officer on the company's website. We have to fight with her agent to get her to do anything for us, and she rarely does. And by do anything, I mean post something on Instagram or interview her for an article so it does good traffic. One Wondermind employee told Forbes, noting that Gomez met with the staff only once in 3 years. A company spokesperson insists this is absolutely not true and argues Gomez's involvement speaks for itself. Now, the company going down financially certainly has people looking at Selena, since she's worth a lot of money and her name is attached to this project, so it's shocking to hear what's going down and what her mom has apparently had to do. According to Forbes, though they may have been bubbling beforehand, the issues at Wondermind surfaced on March 31st, when employees didn't receive a paycheck for the second half of the month. Later that day, TV, who is Selena's mom Mandy, sent an email to the staff with a subject line, "Important update date informing them that their healthcare provider, Sequoia, not to be confused with the venture capital firm, which became an investor in Wondermind in 2022, had terminated employees' benefits, including health, dental, and vision insurance, 2 weeks prior on March 15th, according to a copy of the email reviewed by Forbes. "We apologize for the email on a wellness day," Tiffy started, going on to blame the troubles on a delayed payment from an investor. "As you are aware, we have been working tirelessly to secure our next round of funding," she said. "An investor who was lined up to provide some critical bridge funding last week was not able to execute their transfer on time." Tiffy continued, characterizing the Series B closing as imminent. "While we have almost $8 million committed to our Series B and the bridge capital investor still working to send in funds, we find ourselves in a situation we have worked hard to avoid," she wrote in the email. "No Series B has been announced." Also in the email, employees were told they would have to elect into COBRA coverage. COBRA is a federal law that allows for people in certain situations to temporarily continue their health plans. This applies to those who experience qualifying events, like if they're terminated from their job for a reason that isn't gross misconduct or their work hours are reduced. The employees who were told of any change to their working schedules in the email were informed they would need to cover the company's portion of premiums on the medical plan in addition to their own, but would be reimbursed after we raise our round. So at an all-hands meeting, Mandy tried to reassure employees about the missed payroll and the healthcare disruptions, blaming them on a legal issue. She claimed new investment funds were coming, estimating a Series B round between $20 million and $30 million, and promised all debts would soon be settled. However, she also told staff to hold on all new projects, even canceling plans for Mental Health Awareness Month, and acknowledged past financial mismanagement and investor criticism about the company's lack of proven consumer engagement. Despite receiving partial payments for March and April, Wondermind missed payroll again on April 30th. On May 2nd, Mandy informed staff that she had taken a personal loan against her home to cover debts and claimed payments would go out the next day. But their COO later clarified that the money had missed the same day wire cutoff and would be deposited Monday instead, further fueling employee anxiety. Inside sources say that faith in the company is crumbling, and obviously you could see why, because there's a lot being said and people obviously want their money, so they're nervous. Some still believe Mandy is well-intentioned, but frustration is growing over the broken promises and the repeated delays. Employees are expressing disappointment in Selena Gomez as well. I keep bringing it back to her because her name is attached to this, and people are looking at her and they're like, you have all this money, like what about us? Like this is something that you are a part of. And some employees are kind of blaming her lack of presence in the company as a reason as to why they're in this situation. And originally they felt good knowing that she was a co-founder, probably thinking, she wouldn't want something with her name on it to go down, but now they're in this situation. So they don't really have that kind of peace of mind knowing, well, Selena's our co-founder. Now, People has now come out to report on the situation and is saying that this isn't exactly the case here, what Forbes has been told, and that Selena took action upon hearing that there were issues and that her mom did not take out a loan to pay People, but to invest in the company's future. They wrote, a source now tells People exclusively that it is not true that Tiffy, 49, took out a loan to pay the salaries, adding that Gomez, 32, took action when she first learned of the issue late last week. Selena has invested millions of dollars over the years into Wondermind to support her mother and their shared passion for mental health, including when she was alerted about the most recent financial setback, and immediately invested more money as she's not involved in the day-to-day operations, the source tells People. To invest in the future of the company, Mandy has chosen to take the lead here with a personal loan to invest in the future of the company. This whole situation is truly such a mess, and people have a lot of questions surrounding how this all got to be such a mess. Like, is it the case where people just weren't going to Wondermind and so they weren't making a lot of money, and now, they're kind of scrambling to try and keep up funds and pay all of these employees because it was estimated to be this big company, and maybe they just didn't live up to those expectations, and that's simply what's happened here. It's kind of what I'm feeling, but of course, people from within the company are pointing fingers. There's blame going around. Selena's getting dragged into the whole situation. It's quite messy. I want to know what you guys think about all of this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.